Welcome everyone. This is Margie Krill with San Diego Riverside Charter School November board meeting. It is now November 18th, 2024 at 6:10 p.m. and I will call the meeting to order. I will do the roll call right now. So David Toledo.
Present.
Okay, and Susan Baca. She's absent. LaDonna Ipasando. She's absent. And County Upshot Toya.
Present.
And Margie Krill present. So we do have a quorum. If you take a look at the opening activities on the agenda, it is the approval of the agenda that we have to go over tonight. So if you could just take a look at it, and give me a motion and a second to accept the agenda for tonight.
I make a motion to accept the agenda for tonight.
All right, so David Toledo made a motion to accept the agenda tonight. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, County Upshot Toya second it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. The next item on the agenda is the meeting minutes that for the last meeting that we had. It said October 10th on here on the agenda. I apologize. The meeting was supposed to take place on the 10th, but it actually didn't take place until October 28th. So the minutes were just sent to us this, excuse me, we had two meetings. I'm sorry. We had two meetings in October. One was October 10th, and then we had a special meeting on October 28th. So if you look at the meeting minutes that were sent to us this afternoon, take a look at them and make a motion and a second to accept these minutes. And they do have to be posted separately on the website, the October 28th meeting and then also the October 10th meeting. And they are separated here in what Ms. Walter sent to us. Just give you a couple of minutes to take a look, and then if I could get a motion to accept those. Or if we need any changes made on them.
I make a motion to accept the minutes for October 28th, right?
Yes, and also October 10th. There's
And October 10th.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
David Toledo made a motion to accept the minutes for the October 28th special meeting and also the October 10th monthly governing council meeting. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Kiani Upshaw Toya seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion carried. All right, the next item on the agenda is the Finance Committee report, and we have the Business Manager's report. So I will turn that over to Greg and Angie, if you are ready. We're ready for you.
Yes, Greg is going to present and I'm going to help him out if need be.
Okay, great. Thank you
All
for
right.
that.
I am sharing my screen right now. Let me know if you can see it.
Yes, I can see it.
Yes.
All right, thank you for that. So we do not have any new bars to present for this month. We'll dive right into our financial analytics. So consistency is key. We are remaining within our budget for expenditures throughout the month and the year so far. We are making sure that we use our funds responsibly. This is what we have displayed so far, and consistency will remain throughout the months. Similarly, we're remaining within budget for our revenues. We have gotten a few reimbursements in this month, in addition to our SEG and our monthly distribution from State Bill 9, Sandoval County. Compared to last year, we have spent a little less money in expenditures during the month of October. School is well within session now, and along that is consistency for our spending per student based on a 58 count. Feel free to stop me at any time if you have questions or want to see certain details. Like previous months, most of our functions that are having these expenditures lie within the classroom. We want to invest well within our teachers, so instruction has the most, along with compensation and benefits. We've seen some activities happening in different functions across the school. Food service, the admin office, and some maintenance. Little changes have occurred across our object code change and the way that we use these funds across the months. We're keeping consistently with our liquidity being above 3 and at 3.17. The school does a fine job of paying its short-term obligations. Any questions? Next up, our check report. No checks above $50,000, but there are a couple that I want to highlight. The school district that we were under previously had overpaid us in our SR3 funds. After calculating the overpayment and confirming, we have sent a reversion check back to them. So we comply with the PED in our budget for that fund, which has gone away. ACES, that is for K-12 Accounting's monthly services, along with TalkPath's therapist services. We have our Cisco checks. And then Public Charter Schools of New Mexico has a board training along with our membership fee based on our fiscal year 24 40th day report.
Greg,
Yes,
hey, Ms. Vela, do you want to make a donation to Riverside School?
That's a lot of money that we had to pay them, Greg. Are you sure that's correct?
45
Funny,
grand.
Dave.
45,000.
Since Christmas is around the corner.
Yeah, really, that's a lot. Really,
For the
that's what we
kids.
only had to pay them that, Greg? What was that for overpayment for?
What happened was they paid our RFR twice. So at year end, they made a double payment to us for ESSER funds, and they let us know, and we did double check with two different our finance manager, and I looked it over, and they had paid us twice.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
There's another couple of questions. Can you take questions now, Greg? Are you okay?
yes, please ask away.
Okay, I have some issues with the Cisco accounts payable on here because I see that we had 3 different payments made October 21st, the 25th, and 28th, and I did get a call from Cisco when the cafeteria was trying to order food because our Cisco invoices have not been paid, so I don't know if that was K-12, if that was the office needing to get that information to you or what, but I just want to make sure on everybody who's on this phone line that doesn't happen again. Our cafeteria food is very important to get to us, and it's very embarrassing for Cisco just to call and say, we have stopped deliveries to your school because you did not pay your bill. That has never happened in the whole time that I've ever been, on on the school board. So please, 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 whoever, you know, that fell upon to get that done, that it doesn't happen again. Okay, that's one thing I want to check on. Another thing I see on here, it's the same with Hamus, the Pueblo Hamus, $750. I know that's for the water bill. That's the only thing that we pay to the Pueblo Hamus, and it's about 250 a month. So that's 3 months old also. So,
We will with the new director to make sure that we get all of the so that we can pay them.
yes, and who's ever has to get these invoices too. Mr. Lovato, if you could please step it up and make sure it happens, okay? The only other things I see on here is I do know it's going to, start getting high is that Canyon via LLC, $1,816.75. That's propane to our school, I believe, and so, that needs to be, you know, watched and taken care of, and I know we've had some heater issues, so hopefully we don't have to fill that too much this winter, but I know that is a big, big expense that we have to carry on through the rest of the winter. I don't see anything else that stands out. The Public Charter School of New Mexico, that $4,635, is that for our dues to be in the public charter schools of New Mexico?
Yes, I believe that was the membership. Oh, no,
Yes,
Yes, it was the membership and the governing board training.
right, that's what we need. Okay, yes, okay. And then that Herrera school buses, I believe that was the bus that I hired to go to the state fair, so I'm glad you guys got that paid. JMEC is an electric company. That is very, very expensive for electricity. Everybody in the school, please make sure that the lights are turned off every night when we leave the school. And I guess that's all, unless there's any other board members that have any questions for Greg on this list of accounts payable. Doesn't look like there's any other questions, Greg. I'll let you go ahead and finish up.
Yes. To address Cisco before I move on, there was an issue present with Cisco in which a check from Walatoa Charter High School got misapplied to our account. I was in correspondence with some customer service representatives when I found that happen and had asked for them to get that fixed. That was part of the issue that was holding us off, and since then it has been resolved, and Cisco Food Services will continue to be paid on a timely basis so that we do not have those pauses happen again.
I appreciate that, Greg, and I know that you guys will only work with what you receive, so I'm not, you know, saying it was anything that you did. I just want to make sure that our school gets the invoices to you in a timely manner. Okay. Thank you for that. And also, so they fixed the Walatoa charter payment then?
Yes, they have applied that check to Walatoa's account and have opened up the invoice is that we need to get paid for our payment only.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. All right, you can continue. Go ahead.
Okay. So that's a summary of the checks that we have for the month across accounts payable and payroll and liability. Coming up is a more detailed version of that report. What I do want to highlight here is the Amazon activity that got paid during in that month. We got a couple of small assets. That's a lamination machine, a speaker, and the rest are supplies for the office, including a couple that are applicable to student support. Workers' compensation for the quarter was featured as in a payment this last month. And next up, our account summary report with different balances for coding across everything we have available and budgeted.
These are all of our line items.
All right, following that is our statement of revenues and expenditures and change in fund balance across the month. It is going to measure our operational funds to our special revenue funds. As I mentioned, we did get a couple of reimbursements from our Family Income Index and Indian Education Act alongside our SEG and our State Bill 9 reimbursement. And then these are all the balances of the funds combined. Correction, this is a different display of those fund balances. Next up is our bank account reconciliation for the month. We have tied up to 0. I have reviewed it. And it reconciles with our general ledger.
Okay, yeah, that's great. These are the checks that we've dispersed for this month. For October, I mean, what we're looking at right now.
It records our checks and it also records the cash receipt deposits that we've gotten, all to reconcile with the bank statement we received.
Okay.
These are some outstanding checks for the month of October. Some of these payments had not cleared yet. And this is how they interact with each line in our general ledger during the month. And then this is what our bank account has recorded, all to reconcile to a $0 difference between the two.
That's great. Does anybody want to go back and take a look at any of the checks that we wrote for the month of October? Are you guys okay with everything that you saw tonight, or how does the board feel about that? Hmm. Thank you, Greg. Does anybody have any questions for him, or does anyone on the board need to take a look at any of the other expenses that Greg had for us? Anybody? Guess not, Greg. I guess we're good. The only thing I need to ask you is, so do you feel like we're on target for our spending for where we are for this, where we are in the season, like almost to the end of the semester? Greg or Angie?
Angie, do you want to comment?
We should be more on track once, there's a couple of funds that we're going to get, once we've finalized writing them with the new director, and then we should be on track after that.
Okay.
But we're pretty well on track.
Okay, great. All right, well, I guess that's also, we didn't have any bars to approve for tonight.
That is correct.
All right, great. All right, well, thank you. If there's no questions for the finance committee report, then we'll just go ahead and move on. I appreciate it. Greg, thank you for showing us, and Angie, thank you very much. That was an intense report. It's very long, yeah.
And I do believe you need the board to approve, the cash receipt and bank reconciliation for October.
Right. All right, I do need a motion and a second to accept the finance committee report and accept the bank reconciliation and the disbursements for the month of October. Anyone on the board can make a motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion for the, to approve the bank reconciliation and the disbursements. And what was the other one?
The whole finance committee report, that's good.
On, yeah, and the finance committee report.
Thank you for that. Okay, LaDonna Sando made a motion to accept the finance committee report with the bank reconciliations and our disbursements. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay, all right. So David Toledo seconded. All in favor, say aye.
I,
Okay, any opposed? Motion carried. All right, that's great. Thank you for doing that, you all.
thank you, Greg. Thank you, Angie.
And thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So you all can stay or you can go, and I'll go ahead and go on to the next item on the agenda here. The next item on the agenda was given to us by the PEC. It's the documents for the New Mexico PEC. They wanted us to review and discuss this at our last board meeting, which was supposed to be on November 14th because they had a meeting on November 15th in Santa Fe and they wanted this completed. So I sent it over to everyone to look at, and I'm not exactly sure. Our mentor, Teresa Archuleta and Diego Gallegos, they couldn't be on tonight, but they wanted to make sure that we had this taken care of. They said that the Karina Chavez was asking for these conditions. She also is scheduled us for a team meeting to go over all of this to make sure it gets done from 3 to 4:30 on, I believe she's to get ready for the next PEC meeting, which is scheduled for December 13th. That's November 20th at 3 p.m. and I'll send everyone the link if you are able to attend. We don't need a quorum on there, but if you are able to attend. She was asking, she said that, let me just get the original message here. Let me see here, she's saying, she said we did not follow through on the assurances of, and that needs to be taken care of. Let me just see where it is here. I'll just find it. The conditions and the assurances of our charter. So we are under scrutiny with the PEC, and you have to, every item that they give us to take care of, we need to take care of. It says currently they have a concern of our short cycle assessments and the assurances document, and we needed to take care of that and upload it to a website called Epicenter or Epic Centers, but I need to get more information on that. Let me just try to find it for you here. Hold on one second. I don't know if Mr. Archuleta was there at the PEC on Friday. If he's still on, I wanted to ask him if they were able to mention anything to us about that, Mr. Archuleta. Is he gone?
Mr. Archuleta is not on right now.
Okay. Let's see here. It says, Dear Mr. Archuleta, San Diego Riverside has not yet registered nor submitted items in an online data submission system called Epicenter, EPICENTER. Mr. Archuleta should be getting an email every Monday reminding him to do so. As of today, which was on Monday, October 28th, the school is missing the governing board assurances document reference in your performance framework, as indicated on 3C of the performance framework that they had given us back a few months ago. And it said it should be submitted via Epicenter. So that was from Irene Johnson. She's a support specialist for Epicenter, and from the New Mexico PEC, Corina Chavez. So that's why we're here today to review and discuss who puts that in. And I know Ms. Shaw, Dr. Commander, Mr. Archuleta, we're all working on this, but it is a governing board assurance document. So if they want us to put it in, and it's about our performance framework. So all of this whole part of the agenda, that's what it discusses. Since Mr. Archuleta isn't here, I wanted to ask Mr. Lovato, Jodan, do you know about what they are talking about that we have to do to get in a compliance with them?
Yeah, I'm somewhat familiar with it, and I'll make sure that this week, again, once everything's official and initiated, we'll make sure that we get the information. From my understanding, there was a misunderstanding or misguidance on which assessments were going to take place at the school. I understand that Walatoa gave them a suggestion to use a separate assessment from MWEA. However, the performance framework and the contract for the PEC specifically outlines the NWEA map assessment. And they just finished their mid-year assessment, I believe, over this past week, and are currently finishing up their makeups. So I think once we get the full once we get everybody else completed, we should be able to upload that before the end of this week.
Okay, great, because that's what, and then also when Corina Chavez invites us to that meeting on November 20th from 3 to 4:30, she'll probably give us more guidance on that Zoom meeting. And she did send us a link, send me a link to it, so I will pass it on to whoever can be there. She said, here's a link for a meeting that I would like to meet with you to talk about the assurances and the governing board document. So you can invite whoever you want to. So I'll pass it on to everybody. Okay. So that's what I wanted to put on this board council meeting and to take care, make sure that we're taking care of that since it's been overlooked. The next, any other questions on that, about that document? Okay, so.
This is Pat Pecos. I was wondering what part Bernadette Garcia would play in this, since she is our testing coordinator and she has all of the records for individual testing results. Is she going to be helping, assisting, or is this something Commander is going to be doing?
I'll find out more information after my meeting with the PEC on the 20th, but I believe this is for the governing board assurances to make sure that the governing board's in compliance with everything that the PEC is asking of us in our new charter. And also what Bernadette Garcia, from my understanding, is she is supplying the information and the data to Dr. Commander with to input for growth from the testing. So she does play a part in giving the PEC information, but this particular instance, I believe it's with the governing board issues.
Okay. I know she has been sharing with Commander. I had 2 students that needed to do a makeup test today, and they completed their tests. They might have been the last ones. So we're hoping that everyone's completely finished with the test.
Everyone's completed their testing. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes.
Anybody have any other questions on this?
Has been forwarded to voice.
Okay, if not, we'll go ahead and go on to the next item on the agenda, which is the principal's report. And Mr. Archuleta did send a principal's report, and he just had some bullet points on here he was going to read, but like we said, we don't see him on here anymore, so I'm not sure if something happened with his computer or what. But the first thing is Title I administrators from the New Mexico PED division is they were communicating with him for possible funding for the 24-25 school year. Mr. Romero will be informing him about the application dates and required documentation and deadlines. So I believe he went over that. He said he was going to talk to Mr. Lovato today about Title I, Title IV, Title IX, and also hopefully he gave you that information, or we need to get with the New Mexico PED division about funding for Title I. The school is requesting, I don't know, he said the school is requesting to purchase of a Mondo pad, to be approved and purchased via a bar approval request during this meeting. We're not going to, approve that this meeting because this is the first time hearing about it, and we could have put it on the agenda, but it wasn't on the agenda, so we'll have to see if we can put it on for next month's meeting. Okay, so because of the road construction that we had between the Pueblo Famous and San Isidro, several days in the month, end of October and first part of November, he said that they were, the school was required to modify school days and include professional development days in an online, instruction. And today he spent the day visiting and introducing the new principal, Joe Dan Lovato, to the staff and appraising him on all the programs and the staffing needs, the heating concerns, the schedules, and the school's legal counsel. Okay, so Healthy Futures to Farm to Table organization is offering continued services to San Diego Riverside. A meeting between Mr. Lovato and Mr. Rafael Nevins will be held in the near future to discuss details on this program. And he just said, dear governing board members, thank you for the opportunity to serve your children and youth in your community. I have been blessed to have established wonderful relations with many Jemez people, and I will be seeing you at your annual festivals. So that was Mr. Archuleta's report. And the next item on the agenda was for the introduction of a new principal. I believe that everyone has met him today on here, but if there's anything that you want to say, Mr. Lovato, you can do so right here about and then you'll talk about, like we said, you could talk in public comments, but just if any introductions or anything that you want to make here is fine.
Sure. I'll make it real quick. Just a quick introduction. Again, my name is Joe Dan Lovato. I'm a former STEM and science educator and director and principal, where I ended with Turquoise Trail Charter School as recently as a few weeks ago. And now I'm humbled enough to be here in your head administrator and principal at San Diego Riverside Charter School, and I'm looking forward to bringing some change, but really embarking and empowering our students in our community with their deep culture and their unique art and music and everything and all of the above that I've been able to observe. And by the way, Feast Day was a magnificent day. What a great celebration. It was my first feast day ever. And I was in awe to be able to participate and be a person that's just taking in the culture. I really appreciate the warm welcome and had some really good red chili along the way. So I appreciate that, President Creel. We appreciate you opening your home to us, my family, and some of the rest of the folks that I was able to bring by. And I look forward to the next one.
All right, thank you so much. I'm glad you guys were able to make it. We've had principals come to our school and been there for several years and never attended anything that we had at the Pueblo. So that was awesome that you were able to come. So thank you for that. All right, the next item on the agenda is the public comment. And so at this time, we'll go ahead and you can submit your public comments in Zoom chat or verbally. So I'll go ahead and let you go ahead and submit your public comment. Thank you. Go ahead, Joe.
Sure. I just wanted to express my gratitude to the board members, the governing council here, and Mr. Archuleta for his time at the charter school. I know he served many students here in New Mexico, and he's got a stellar reputation. I appreciate him welcoming me with open arms. But above all, I just wanted to put it on the record that we really appreciate his service to New Mexico. I believe he said 53 years of education. My goodness, I don't know if I can fill that in, but I sure can try. And we're just appreciative to all the things that he's provided and opportunities he's given to students across the state of New Mexico. So I just would like to again go on record as being very grateful that we had a leader like him that's come back multiple times. He sees something very special in this community, and hopefully we can keep that legacy going for many, many generations.
Thank you for that. And thank you, Mr. Archuleta. I'll let him know. I tried to call him and he didn't answer, so I'm not sure what happened with his computer, but thank you for that. And thank you for letting him show you around and welcoming you and everything. So, anybody else have any public comments right now? I'll go ahead and make one. I had sent out an email right before the board meeting began, so a lot of you might not have been able to see it yet. But we are having a dinner. We wanted to have it on the 15th for Mr. Archuleta, but he actually had to go to Santa Fe to that PEC meeting. So it says, hello, everyone. I need everyone to RSVP to me by 3:30 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, November 19th. Because we have to have a head count for the dinner for Mr. Archuleta. It will be a buffet style banquet dinner at Sadie's on 4th Street here in Albuquerque. We get out early on Friday and it'll be on November 22nd. I didn't even put that down. I'm so sorry. November 22nd is Friday, and it's from they said we can have the banquet room from 3 to 5 p.m. on that day because they have to set up for another banquet at 6 p.m. So please respond to the email RSVP, or if you're online, I can take your name right now, and if you want to respond, if you want to attend. Everyone has to RSVP ahead of time because they want a payment prior to us getting there. So thank you. That was my public comment. If anyone wants to respond.
Okay, Margie, I like to RSVP.
Okay, I'll put you down, Madonna Sando.
Thank you. And I'd like to again welcome Principal. And it was a pleasure meeting you today. And like I said, I'm so excited for, him being here. And thank you for coming to our feast day. I was sad that you didn't make it to our home, but next time, December 12th, you're more than welcome to come to our place because we'll be celebrating.
Great, I'll get him over there. I was trying to get him everywhere, but
Yeah, I'm
Thank
sure.
you. I'll be there.
It's a bit, yeah.
okay,
I'd
go
like to make
ahead.
a comment too.
Go ahead, David. Mhm.
Yeah, also I'd like to just welcome Mr. Joe Dan Lovato to Pueblo Hemas and to the Riverside School. It was a pleasure meeting you today. And I'm glad you accepted the position. And it was really, really exciting today. The kids are really happy. They were hyper. They had good appetites. Everybody's working hard and feeling happy. I'm glad you got to see the kids. To me, they're special children, and I think they got a sense that you're bringing in new energy to the school, and the staff is also excited. And I hope the things that we are sort of lacking, we can uh, build a new school and other programs and uh, put the teachers at ease. I think you bring a lot of experience and a lot of good ideas to the Riverside School. And also, I want to thank Mr. Archuleta for his patience and for his dedication to the San Diego River Sky and to the Pueblo Hemas. He's a good man, and he's been a soldier for the Pueblo Hemas and to the school. He's been very, very helpful, and he has a big heart. And I think maybe in the future he'll become a tribal member for the Pueblo Hemas too. Thank you.
Yes, we will have to adopt him. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
One more-
thankful.
Yeah.
Yes, one more public comment I want to let everyone online know is that we are having our Thanksgiving dinner on this coming up Thursday, I understand, from the cafeteria, and I guess it's from 11 to 12:30, and I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna work, but they said a letter and 2 tickets to every student was gonna go out today or tomorrow for inviting them to come. We'll also have to invite our current governors to come, and also That's going to be Thursday. If anyone from the board wants to attend the Thanksgiving dinner, they're welcome to do so. And to you, Greg, to you and Angie are welcome to attend too. And so that's this coming Thursday, and I'm sure you'll see an email or something from the school cafeteria. I just wanted to give you a heads up in case you have to get off work, put it on your calendar and all. And also want to let Joe Dan Lovato know that our cafeteria has home cooked meals every day, so they're not going to be frozen or heated up or microwave meals. So I hope you get to enjoy school lunches and breakfasts too while you're here.
President Creel, thank you for that. No Marie Calendar. Okay, I'll make sure I got that down. I appreciate that. I also just wanted to remind you all real quick, on behalf of the public charter schools in New Mexico, that it looks like you're going to need to schedule your board retreat real soon. So just a kind reminder to get a hold of Teresa Archuleta to make sure that you can schedule that.
Yes, thank you for that reminder, because Teresa Archuleta and Diego Gallego said that it looks like right now that we probably will have our retreat sometime in January. So look for a good day that you all want to meet. It's going to be at least 4 or 5 hours. So if you would like to get through everything, so it might have to be on a Saturday. So if you can take a look at your calendar and see the best date that would work out, we can include that in our next meeting next month also. If that's all for public comments, then I'll go on to the rest of the agenda. The next item on the agenda is announcements, and it says right now the scheduled meeting is for December 11th at 6 p.m., which is the second Thursday of the month, which is normally when we have our board meetings. But right now, and we have to look at the calendar too, everybody, because when the board signed off on the calendar, and somewhere along the way, I don't know where or how it got changed, but we always have December 12th off of school. That is Our Lady of Guadalupe Day. That is a tribal feast day. And we do have school closed. As I'm looking at the calendar right now, that day does not show as a day off. So I don't know what happened with that. But Mr. I did ask Mr. Archuleta recently when I noticed that, and he said that something got changed. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to work that in and have that day off on December 12th. So what my point is, we might not meet on December 11th because it's the day before the feast day. People will be getting prepared for the feast day for that. That's a smaller feast day, Mr. Lovato. It's for anybody whose name is Lupe, Guadalupe and all. They celebrate at their homes on those days, on that day. And they also have dancing in the plaza. It's usually Montechino dancing, and they have vendors. And this is the only time that the public can have their own residents of the Pueblo, their own enrolled members, be able to participate as a vendor. So you can sell your own goods from the Pueblo. It's not like, because all the other feast days, we are not allowed to sell. We are supposed to be home either dancing or home serving on those feast days. But Our Lady of Guadalupe, we can sell in the plaza. So that's that day. And but anybody, we can take a look at your calendar. If you don't want to meet on December 11th, we can keep that date, or you can tell me if you want to meet another day. You guys want to schedule a later in the next week or so?
Maybe the following week would be good.
Okay, that would be
Yeah, a later date would work better.
Yeah, it gets really pretty busy day before.
For sure, I'll be busy.
I know that. Okay. All right. So right now, then we'll say our next meeting scheduled would be for December 18th. That's the next board meeting, everybody. Okay. So if you want to put that down on your calendars, and we'll let Greg and Angie know about that, because I know Greg can be here, but I think Angie has another school on the 3rd Thursday of the month. So we'll have to let them know. All right. So that's what we have written down. On the next item on the agenda is
Margie, before you
Yeah.
move on, I was just wanting to know about the education conference. Is that still gonna happen too, or?
The PEC the Charter School Coalition Conference that was at the
Yes.
Tomalot, yes, last year, like last day of November, first day of December. It is going to happen. It will happen, I believe it's at the Embassy Suites Hotel this year. I'm not really sure. I will have to check and make sure see if we can attend. If you all want to attend, I can check for you. And I can check through our mentor and see, because she will have that information. Teresa Archuleta, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I know everybody who went last year enjoyed it, so I'll check and see on that for you. All right, so the next item on the agenda is a closed session, the executive session. Does anyone feel that we need to go into executive session right now? Anybody from the board have anything to discuss in executive session? Or Ms. Lovato, if you have any limited personnel matters that you think you need to discuss right now in executive session, we can go into executive session.
Madam President, I'm okay. I will keep my eyes out for the contract to sign. Other than that, I'm looking forward at getting there back in the morning.
Okay, great. Anybody else? Is that good? We don't have any issues right now, personnel
No.
matters?
I
Okay.
don't have any issues.
Great. All right, then we'll go ahead and we'll skip the executive session and we'll just go to the last item on the agenda is for the adjournment of this meeting. It is 7:03 p.m. So if I have a motion and a second to adjourn this meeting, then we will complete it for tonight.
I will motion to end this meeting at 7:03.
All right, LaDonna Pasano made a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:03 p.m. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay, David Toledo seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Motion carried. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Have
Thank
a great
you.
evening. Go
Thank you
Mustangs.
very much. Have a great
Thank you.
meeting.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you for staying, Greg.
See you, Greg.
Yes. See ya.
We'll see
Bye-bye.
you soon. Bye-bye.